And if you have to survive and thrive in the world of management consulting as an organization, DIE has become a recently very famous term, which is digitization of the functions. The bread and butter of a management consultant is. Hi, are you still confused about management consulting? And you wonder what kind of different types of management consulting exist in the world of consulting? Then hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Shatakshi. I have worked as a management consultant and in strategy for 10 years, and I of course run an organization through which multiple people have landed a job in management consulting. And if you're new to my channel, feel free to hit on the subscribe and the notification button so that you are notified whenever I'm bringing out really cool content for all of you from management consulting, from MBA, and of course about careers and travel.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
So what is really management consulting? As someone who has worked in BCG, who has worked with the former chairman of McKinsey & Company, when you talk of management consulting, the bread and butter of a management consultant is that he or she uses a lot of data, a lot of benchmark research. He or she does a lot of analysis, a lot of thinking, problem solving and structuring to give advice to a client. That is the heart of management consulting, right? And when you think of management consulting, there are largely multiple types of management consulting. And I'm sharing this video and I'm making this video so that you can also better understand what kind of consulting fits your current skill set and what kind of consulting really fits your kind of interests as well. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing 6 kinds of management consulting, and we'll have a miscellaneous section as well for if in case anything might be left. Let me know in the comment section if any particular type of management consulting really excites you. Happy to make a separate video on it, and watch till the end if you want to know the entire spectrum of management consulting. So the first section is of course of management consulting / strategy consulting. What do you really do in management consulting? This is the most premium and the most covetous kind of management consulting, for example, like I was doing in BCG Boston Consulting Group. And I started my career as a management consultant with a boutique management consulting firm as well when I was 21. You largely solve much more strategical issues such as increasing the profits for the organization or reducing the costs for the organization, restructuring the entire organization, or increasing the shareholder value for the organization, etc. There are firms that are involved in management consulting: McKinsey, BCG, Bain, Remain. Of course, there is Carney as well. There is Oliver Wyman also. So that's your first section for management consulting. Then comes the second section for consulting, which is called the tech consulting. What do really tech consultants do? Tech consultants design, they implement, they also propose the varied kind of tech solutions. For example, DIE has become a recently very famous term, which is digitization of the functions of the operations for a lot of organizations. And for example, Accenture has been doing a lot of tech consulting. Deloitte, for example, has been doing a lot of tech consulting. With that, we move towards the third type of not management consulting, HR consulting. What kind of talent do you want to attract? What kind of performance improvement measures do you want to take for an organization? What kind of cost cutting measures for the talent that you might want to take? Everything related to HR, from improving the performance to increasing the productivity to attracting the right kind of talent, letting go of people. Those are HR consulting firms. For example, Mercer, Aon Hewitt, these are leading consulting firms working in HR industry. It also makes sense if you're not MBB, which is McKinsey, BCG and Bain. If you have to survive and thrive in the world of management consulting as an organization, then what firms really do is they start picking up a niche or a particular sector in which we start creating a really good practice of consulting. So that's the third kind of consulting practice. The fourth kind of consulting practice is governance consulting / policy consulting. So for example, I have worked in Government of India as a lateral advisor. I have also worked in an international affairs firm. In both of these scenarios, I was proposing policy measures. I was proposing policy measures in an existing policy as well. We were doing a lot of work on ground also. So everything related to policy, everything related to governments become part of your governance consulting. In India, there are a lot of firms which are specifically doing governance consulting only. So for example, in international affairs, I was working as an advisor to Tony Blair Institute, where where we were looking into the international affairs and the public policy measures of a lot of countries outside of India. So that's fourth kind of consulting practice. The fifth kind of consulting practice is pretty interesting, which is political consulting. So what do you really do in a political consulting? What you do, for example, is research, find a lot of data. For example, at a pan-India level, if you were working for a leading national party, you will find swing states. What are swing states? States which can vote for one party and states which can vote for another party also. These are not loyal states to a particular party. Through research, you find those swing states. And then you build an action plan. And then you find the recommendations. How can you move one swing state to a particular party, whatsoever party you're working with? This kind of political consulting exists not just at a national level but also at a state level, and also of course for multiple other nations if you are working for countries outside of India as well. So that's your fifth kind of consulting. Wait, let me peep into my laptop and my notes as well, which brings us towards the last and the most interesting one, which is the implementation consulting. What is implementation or operations consulting? Many a times you're not just involved with the strategy. The strategy has been implemented, but it is not bearing its fruit. That's situation number one. Another situation is that you have thought of an idea, you have the strategy, but you want to make sure that it is implemented with as much rigor as it is needed, right? Then you set up monitoring ecosystem. Then you set up a PMO. PMO is project management unit, and you improve the existing inefficiencies in the ecosystem. This is called implementation consulting. Big Four are very often involved in implementation consulting. They might be involved in strategy consulting as well, but if the strategy has already been drafted and there is a project going on based on their strategy, they're very much involved in monitoring and evaluation of it. Now with that, we come to the last and the miscellaneous section, because the world of consulting is just blowing up. There are marketing consultants, there are design consultants, and I wrote about more legal consultant, construction consulting and whatnot. Do know that in this video, I'm trying to capture the world of consulting more from the point of view of management consulting and strategy consulting, but less from the point of view of all the consultants who exist in the world. Consulting has become a jargon. Anyone and everyone in the employer format is giving the role of a consultant. Of course, they are also doing good role, but on my channel, I largely talk about public policy and management consulting. And my objective with this video was to teach you what kind of potential consulting organizations and what kind of consulting exists so that you can find a better fit for yourself as well. That's my time with all of you. I hope you like this video. And of course, I've always maintained if you need more help to get into management consulting, policy consulting and product management, feel free to check out my education venture, globalgovernance-initiative.org. And if you like my video, feel free to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends so that they get to know about all the cool things that we are discussing whenever I'm having a chai break with you. Ciao.